Luke, Robbie was just in here and asked him about the Elite 11 group y'all had way back in the day.
Yeah.
What do you remember about him from that event and being around him back then?
He's still the same guy he is today, man. He's still, that a big-time competitor. Loves to go out there and just, spin the ball as hard as he can. And, he's a great athlete. Just 3 days of practice, we've seen flashes of him and, just being himself, doing what he does best. And, that's just making plays. So I think that was really cool. And I even texted him when I saw that he committed here. Was like, hey, man, it's come a long way since, Dallas in 2019? So everything comes full circle, man. It's just really cool to see.
Hey, Luke, we see that ATH, that athlete tag next to your name. And,
Yep.
I mean, essentially that's what you've been doing the last couple of years anyway. What has practice been like for you? Have you been working at all with the quarterbacks? Has it just mainly been wide receivers so far?
Man, it's been everything. Just a little bit at quarterback, a little bit at wide receiver, a little bit of special teams. Just making sure that I'm getting reps in every single place I could possibly play, just so whenever that time comes, I'm ready for wherever it is. So it's been a lot of fun. It's a lot of what I did, towards the end of the season last year, just taking reps at, like I said, at every single place I could possibly be, and making sure I'm prepared, mentally and physically. So when it happens, I'll be ready to go.
Luke, fans on the outside are going to look at it and say, well, Spencer's off to the pros and Xavier's off to the pros. What's this offense going to be like? What is this offense going to be like?
This offense is going to be fun to watch. Obviously we brought in a lot of playmakers this past recruiting cycle. A lot of new guys, a lot of experienced guys, and a lot of guys that know how to make plays and have been doing it for a while. So I think when we step on the field, spring game, April 20th? April 20th, and when we kick it off in August, it's going to be really fun to watch. There's going to be a lot of explosive plays, a lot of downhill runs, and, just plays being made everywhere by a lot of different guys.
Who would you say your receiver comp is? Like, is there a guy out there that you try to pattern that part of your game after?
I would say Ladd McConkey. I think at a collegiate level, he's one of the best to try to model my game after. Obviously, he played at Georgia, played at one of the biggest stages in college football, national championship and SEC championship, and just looking at what he did, at his time there in Georgia was really cool to see, and just the way that he runs his routes and how surgical and precise he is with those kinds of things. That's really cool to see, and something for me to go back and watch and just really take notes and just try to add some of the things that he does into my toolbox.
You seem to be just really embracing the idea of being all over the field and doing so many different things. Was it tough at first to grapple with that you're going to be doing all these different things, and how quickly or how much have you embraced that? At what point did that kind of turn?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing when it comes to doing multiple different things on the field, I think it really just comes down to compartmentalization, and that's something that I try to do when I step out there. Is when it's a special teams period, focus on the drill technique, whatever we're doing, whatever we're working on. Focus on that in the moment, and don't worry about anything else. When I'm playing receiver, focus on the techniques that I'm being taught, the stuff that I've learned. Playing in a bunch of games last year. Going off of that, and then when I'm back at quarterback taking reps or doing a drill there, just switching into that kind of mode, and just being able to flip the switch at wherever I'm at has really kept me focused on doing everything the right way at each of those positions, and just keeping me straight on and off the field.
Luke, with everything that you've gone through, everything that you've seen at South Carolina, it could have been real easy for you to enter the transfer portal in the past, and I'm sure that there's some fans that will bring that up just because of your athletic ability at multiple positions. What has continued to make you want to stay at South Carolina through all the obstacles that you've gone through and the different positions you've played to continue to come back for what feels like, year 8?
Year 13. Yeah, I mean, my parents told me whenever I was being recruited, and it's something I still think about today, is if you took football out of it, would you still want to be at the university? Would you still want to go to school here? Would you still want to, have a life here? And the answer for me at South Carolina was always yes, and it still is right now, and it always will be. So when the questions about transferring come up, it's easy for me because I love this place. I love the city. I love the people. I love the fans, as crazy as they are. The environment, everything about it here, I love it, and I wouldn't change anything for the world.
Luke, piggybacking off that, how much of a guidepost, an inspiration was DeCarrion about, because you're following the same path that he followed here, and he stayed and had some success here. How much has that been an inspiration to you?
Man, I tell you what, man, I love DeCarrion. I love everything he stands for. I love how hard of a worker he is. And just everything he does for his family. And obviously he had a little girl last year. And man, just to see the way that he did things in his time here, he did everything the right way. He put his head down and he worked no matter what the situation was, whether he was, going from quarterback to wide receiver, from wide receiver to running back. He did everything the right way. And as a guy that was, obviously coming up after him, because he was, I think, 2 or 3 years ahead of me, just following in his footsteps and I guess trying to be the same kind of guy, the same leader that he was. That's something that I think about every single day. And I know he had a hell of a pro day. He had a hell of a training off season just to get to that point. And, I couldn't be more proud of him. Like I said, I love DeCarrion, and he's going to go on to be, one hell of a player in the NFL. And, what's even more important than that, he's going to be one hell of a dad. And that's something that's just really cool to see. And I think, like I said, he kind of stands for what it means to be, a leader in a Gamecock. Cool. Appreciate you guys.